Hi, I hope all is well with you and that you're staying safe. In a few days, we're going to be celebrating that wonderful Chag of Lag BaOmer, a very, very happy and joyous day. And a number of reasons that are brought down of why it's such a special occasion. One of the reasons is the fact that we know 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva died from Pesach until Lag BaOmer. And from Lag BaOmer on, the dying ceased. They stopped dying. And as we know, there are no coincidences in Judaism. The question is, what was so special about Lag BaOmer that they stopped dying on that particular day? And the wonderful Musar Sefer, Lekach Tov, conjectures, and he says that, as we know, there are 49 days, actually 50 days from Pesach until Shavuos, but 49 days that we count the Omer. And as I mentioned before, each day we're supposed to work on a different midah. And the Bali Musa point out that in Pirkei Avos, Perik Vav, Mishnah Vav, the Mishnah teaches us, HaTorah Niknes Ba'arba'im V'shmone Devarim, that if one wants to acquire Torah, they have to work on 48 different character traits. The 49th day is used to review all those character traits. But the Lekach Tov points out, if you take a look at the Mishnah, the 32nd character trait that we're supposed to work on the 32nd day of the Omer is Ohev et Abrios, to love our fellow man, or as we know, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. And the Mechaber of the Lekach Tov says that the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva studied that midah on the 32nd day of the Omer, those who were still alive. And they worked on that particular midah to respect each other greater than they were in the past. And because of that, the next day, the dying stopped. And I think it's an important lesson for us. We're living in very difficult times. The ugly head of anti-Semitism has risen around the world, including the United States of America. There are terrorist attacks almost daily, unfortunately, in Eretz Yisrael. And Chazal teach us that the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed because of sinas chinam. The Rebbeinu Shalom hates the fact that we don't get along. And as individuals, we all have the ability to try to improve the environment around us, to work on that midah of Ohev et Abrios, to work on the concept of the V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Noach Weinberg Zatzal has a sefer dedicated specifically to that Mishnah, where he discusses the 48 ways of wisdom, is the name of his particular sefer. And he points out, he says, if you want to use a barometer to know your approach to your fellow man, what happens if you're at a room, let's say at a chasana or at a party, and a stranger walks in? What is your reaction? Do you immediately size up that individual and look for the flaws? Or do you try to look to the positive qualities of the person? It's a wonderful but scary barometer that we can use individually to see what is our relationship to our fellow man. And if it's not on the level that it should be, then we are obligated to work on that, to try to focus not on the shortcomings of the other individual, but on the strong points, the qualities. Everybody has qualities. When we look in the mirror, even after we mess up, we still love ourselves because we understand that as individuals, you can mess up, you can have shortcomings, but you also can have wonderful, wonderful qualities. So as we get closer to Lag BaOmer, perhaps on the day before, Lamed Beis, we should work on that midah, perhaps not even wait till then, but to immediately really work on that midah to understand that we can improve the world as individuals, each one of us, by focusing on our fellow man, to look at the quality, to learn to love the other individual rather than being critical. And Mirz Hashem, if we do the best that we can, the Rebbeinu Shalom will give us the Siyata D'Shmaya. Klal Yisrael will come together, and the terrible machlokas that take place will cease. And Mirz Hashem will send Moshiach b'mehera v'yameinu. Have a wonderful day, a meaningful Shabbos, and a wonderful Lag BaOmer. Kol Tov.